prompt. And the prompt is whether or not Christian nationalism is an antidote to degeneracy, not the foundational claim of whether or not you think the foundations of America aren't supposed to allow the church and state to have a synergistic relationship.
Whether or not it was...
Could Christian nationalism stop degeneracy or not?
That's not theoretically, maybe, I don't know. But the point is America was founded. America was founded to allow degeneracy. The whole point was for people to come here.
No, it wasn't founded to allow degeneracy. What did they used to do to homosexuals in the United States?
They did bad things.
Oh, so I thought it was founded for the homosexual to be able to put the pee-pee in the poo-poo.
Well, the point is to establish an official Christian religion was against all of the founding fathers' intentions.
Nobody's asking you to establish an official Christian religion. That wasn't ever in anything I said, even in the opening, that there needed to be an official religion. First of all, we have the 10th Amendment. States themselves can establish religious orders if they want to. That was always designed to be that way, by the way. That aside, what the does that have to do with whether or not Christian nationalism is an antidote to degeneracy? If you want to argue about foundational principles, we can do that later in the debate. I have prompts for that too. But how about we start with this one? What are progressives going to do about degeneracy in the nation besides fucking nothing?
Well, first, we think we need to at least get a base understanding of degeneracy. Would you just say all homosexuals in general are degenerate?
Yes, they're all sexually immoral. That's correct.
By nature.
Okay, so if you're trying to are you just trying to get rid of gays? Are you trying to get rid of...
We would just start with gay marriage.
Okay, so you want to eliminate gay marriage entirely?
Yes, correct, yes.
Okay, so you're saying that because someone is gay, they can't have any kind of progress or any kind of use in society?
How's that progress?
Well, I mean, gay people...
They progressed from sticking their pee-pee into the vagine. Now they progressed from sticking the pee-pee into the poo-poo. That's the progress, according to this guy.
People, I mean, you had Alan Turing. He created the Turing machine. So, you know...
What does that have to do?
What does that have to do with him having any kind of sex with men? He could have still created that machine without having sex with men.
With him getting married.
Well, if he feels that he is not wanted in society, or people are like forced to basically hide themselves or leave society because of how they
that machine perceived. When there was oppressive laws against homosexuals?
Yes.
Yeah. Argument negated then.
Yeah.
Well, do you think he could have been, you know, a more successful individual had he felt free and open to express his ideas? How would he have been more successful? Because he has the ability to just truly be...
Shout out to Rachel in the chat. Good to see you, Rachel. Thanks for stopping in. America was founded to allow degeneracy. What a retard. Yeah, exactly.
Himself and try to self-actualize.
And yet it didn't stop him from doing exactly the same thing that you say he couldn't do if he was oppressed. That's really strange, man.
But he could have done it better.
Oh, he could have. Prove it.
I can't prove
it. He could have done it better. He could have done it better. This machine he invented, it could have been even better if he wasn't oppressed for being gay. If he was allowed to get married, it could have been an even better machine. What an idiot.
The silliest thing ever.
Point, yeah. We want people to be able to actualize, you know, what they want to do. We want people to be able to self-actualize for whatever they want to decide.
Should 18-year-olds do porn on OnlyFans? They're self-actualizing, bro.
If they want to, fine.
Yeah, of course. What's the antidote to degeneracy besides more degeneracy from your view? Give me one. Just give me one antidote for any degeneracy in society. One. Just one from your view.
I feel like I disagree with the idea that just those things are degenerate in the first place.
You have nothing. So prostitution, not degenerate, right?
I mean, it might be, but it doesn't matter.
Is it or isn't it?
Sure, you could say it's degeneracy.
Okay, what are you going to do about it? What has the secular mind gotten in order to take care of prostitution, bro?
If anything, I would just advocate for a form of harm reduction to where that people are able to participate in a way that allows them to do it in a way where they're not hurting themselves or others, or try to just reduce any kind of dangers from it. But
so the neighbor's 18-year-old daughter's fine for her to get fucked by 20 guys as long as they're wearing condoms.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what she wants to do. The whole point of
sprinkle some degeneracy on it.
Okay, so I just want to make it clear. You don't.
Like, imagine if saying like, well, we should, listen, like saying about murder. Oh, murder is harmful. It's bad. Murder bad, right? Well, what if we made safe murder, right? Like we legalize murder as long as we use sterilized scalpels or knives or something like that. And we have plastic size rooms with plastic all over the floor so the blood doesn't get anywhere. Like that's exactly what these people sound like when they say, well, let's make the gangbang safer.
Care about any foundational principles of this country, what it was founded on, Constitution, Declaration. You just want to change it.
Do you understand that the prompt here is asking a specific query about whether or not Christian nationalism is uniquely in a position to do something about degeneracy? The argument that you should have is no, they're not because A, B, C, or D, or no, actually secularists are uniquely positioned to do something about degeneracy that Christians are not. And instead you came up and wanted to argue about foundational principles. It has nothing to do with the prompt. So I'm asking you to focus instead on the prompt. Tell me how it is that Christian nationalists would not be in a position to do something about degeneracy, and tell me what secularists would do about it.
So in terms of degeneracy, would you prefer, do you believe that, let's say someone has like a high reported social well-being, they feel like they're doing well in society, they feel like they're, you know, included and happy and stuff like that. Could you say that they report that but still would be degenerate?
Yes, you can report high side, but here's the thing that's so interesting.
So what, as long as you're happy, then you're not degenerate? Like, I don't understand this guy's logic.
All of these groups that you would point to that I would consider to be degenerate report the opposite of that. Okay, they report the opposite of that. These OnlyFans girls, they're not reporting that they have really good outcomes in life or that their mental health is really good. Neither do prostitutes, neither do homosexuals. Their HIV rates are through the roof. Do you think that makes them happy? No,
I mean,
it probably doesn't make them very happy.
Well, I would say so I'm trying to think. So if someone says, like, if we look at some of the happiest countries in the world, like say Denmark, Norway, things like that.
You mean the countries where they commit suicide at a higher rate than everybody else? Like in those Nordic nations that you're talking about? The happiest nation in the world, really high suicide rate. A lot of happy people killing themselves, bro.
Well, I'm not sure the specific suicide rate of like Norway, but I know
Denmark is finally starting to decrease. I guess all of the people there who were sad decided to off themselves.
Well, but the thing is, you know, if you look at Denmark, they have, I'm not sure the specific numbers, but last time I checked, they had a relatively low suicide rate.
Yeah.
I could be double checked on that. But
maybe now. But the thing is, when you're talking about categorization too of happiness, right? These are arbitrary metrics. Do you agree or disagree? How do you come up with what makes a person happy other than they say it?
I mean, yeah, you would have to definitionally.
Yeah, so
agree.
it's not scientific to begin with. The metric for science in this is you self-report a thing, and then they can come up with data based on your self-report and measure that.
So
right?
how are you identifying degeneracy?
Metrics,
so how are you like? What is your metric for?
It seems like this guy has an issue with what Andrew defines as degeneracy. Okay, so I think it's just him is like, well, I don't think sticking the pee-pee in the poo-poo is degeneracy. I think that's a good thing. He turns into Bernie Sanders. It's a good thing.
Degeneracy, and it's leading to
well, to start
negatives
with,
in society.
So we would start with sexual immorality, right? Do you know that just a short 100 years ago, it was somewhere around 90 to 95% of women got married as virgins? What do you think the rate is now?
I'm not sure.
And what do you think the correlation is between a woman who gets married as a virgin and what she self-reports as happiness compared to women who don't? Do you think it's higher or lower?
It depends.
No, it doesn't depend. It's higher. It's almost universally higher, especially in religious organizations where they get married as virgins.
Well, I was about to say there's a lot of other correlative factors.
That's right. There
so
is.
if you're in a religious organization, generally religion correlates with social cohesion and things like that. But the problem is,
so what's the big secular plan here, bro?
But here's the thing: if you, I forgot the name of the study. It was done a little while back, but basically, they looked at individuals who had high reported subjective well-being, and they found that when you have enough like social support and safety nets, any kind of benefits from religion in terms of like subjective well-being are essentially fade away.
Let's put this in practice. Can you answer me a question?
Sure.
If it was the case that I could demonstrate for you that women who got married as virgins not only reported that their happiness levels were higher than women who didn't, but that their marriages almost always stayed together, right? Compared to almost every other demographic in society, they didn't really get divorced very often, right?
Well,
what would be your claim there? Why would you think that would be?
I'm not sure. I would imagine that it's other causative factors, tangential, maybe like some kind of social pressure to stay in a marriage.
I knew it.
There's very
so like they don't know what they're experiencing.
I didn't say that.
I knew it because that's always their go-to. Like when Andrew Wilson or someone else points out, like, well, actually, these women that get married as virgins are much happier and stuff. Then the opponent's like, well, it's because they actually don't know what real happiness is. But it's like you could flip that the other way around too. Like if this guy is saying, yeah, gays are super happy because they could put the pee-pee in the poo-poo, we could just say, well, maybe that's because they don't know what real happiness is. Like we could always like flip it around and use it against them as well.
I'm
Well,
just
what?
saying, like, you
Then
know,
what?
many religious organizations shun you if you get a divorce. It's a big problem.
So you're saying that Christian organizations can apply significant social pressure in order to keep marriages together, while the
And
people,
I think that's
while,
wrong,
while the
because-
people, hang on, while the people report that they're happier than the people
Well,
who don't have
hold
those
on.
social pressures.
Well,
That's crazy.
Well, okay, well, I feel like you're conflating several different things
Oh,
together.
really?
So when you look at when you look at like subjective well-being, religion, when you start to remove things like, you know, social like cohesion and things like that, like when you start to
You mean the things that are the pinnacles to the religion?
well, that's part of it, but I would say that
It's not part of it.
other things,
Fellowship is
those
the
things
part
can
of
be
it.
supplanted by just better society, more government support.
Those things can be supplanted by like a better society. What the hell
when you
does
have,
that mean?
When you have
What does that
support,
mean?
when you have a social network, when you have an
Where?
environment that
Where are the
fosters-
secularist social networks for virgin women who want to get married? Nowhere.
Well, it doesn't have to be. It's just for people in general. Obviously, we would still need to build it. I would
Where?
believe-
What are the secularists offering as far as community for people?
Well,
Nothing.
they're trying to build something. Obviously,
What?
there's still lots of.
What are they
issues
trying
going-
to build?
They're trying, like, there's different secular groups you can join in terms of like you know, like this kind of debate. This is kind of like a secular thing. You could just join various social
They're
clubs and
offering
things like
debate
that.
club?
I mean, I don't know, but the point
Nothing.
is,
They're not offering. Listen, they're offering fucking nothing. The reason that those social pressures work so well is because they're actually applying social pressure, and the people who are operating within those confines actually are happier. They're happier than any of you secularists with your stupid groups. All right. Thank you.
with your stupid groups. Yeah, and that's not even answering the question though. It's like offering groups is not it's not answering the question. It's not saying what they offer to society and how to build a society, because it's true they do offer nothing, especially when secularists, they all disagree on all sorts of different things. They don't have a one goal, one main source of belief system. They're all over the place, and it's all due to their preferences, however society is feeling at the time. All they want is just, oh, well, you do you and I do me. We'd all just be free together. And they not realizing that that actually has an effect to society. You know, if you think, oh, well, you could just do whatever you want. And it's like, oh, okay, well, this group of people over here are just going to, you know, do drugs all day. Or this group of people over here are going to sell their bodies on the internet and stuff. And it's like, it's going to bring down society. It doesn't even offer happiness. I guess the only thing it could happen is maybe medication, like mental health medication, you know, because that's what they need, because they have nothing else to make them feel happy. Yeah, if atheists are so happy, why are they the most likely to be depressed and on drugs? Yeah, exactly, they are. And the rise of secularism has there's definitely a correlation there.
Appreciate it.
So would you say
There's one guy in particular I'm looking for. Let me see. So I'm going to skip this dude. All right, yeah, it's this guy right here. Look at this guy. Do you think this guy is going to be the one to slay Andrew Wilson? You think he's going to be the one to dethrone the mighty Andrew Wilson? I mean, you never know. You never know.
Marriage and the family unit, right? And keeping families together and supportive of each other. And I think that's in direct contradiction to gay marriage and being accepting of your gay children.
Good.
And yeah, I understand that is led to the destruction of a lot of families when parents do not accept their children and their lifestyle choices. And I think this turns people away from Christianity. And I don't think Christian
the
nationalism
opposite.
will work.
Yeah, I think the opposite.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I
But
think that what's happened instead is the opposite of that. That what happens is, because the culture is so accommodating towards homosexuality, it's become a trend lifestyle for people claiming that they're homosexuals who aren't even homosexuals. It's a form of currency and credit for victimhood.
Do you agree?
Hang on, I'll make my
Sure.
point and then I'll let you respond. I think that the opposite is what's going on, that the idea that this is something which at the government level from the top down is celebrated and you're told you're a bad person if you even tell your child, hey, you probably shouldn't be moving towards these alternative homosexual lifestyles, you're vilified for it. I think that does way worse harm to the family than the fact that some fundamental Christians like myself would say, if you're a homosexual, until something is done about that act and you come back to Christ, we have to create distance here. I don't see.
Don't you think that's destructive of the family
No,
unit?
I don't think so.
You don't think a parent saying to their child, "You're not allowed around me. You're not allowed in my house.
What
I
if
don't
your
want to
child's
see
stealing?
you. I don't want to
Yeah,
talk
what if
to
your
you
child's stealing
until
from
you
you?
abandon this
What if your
lifestyle."
child's stealing from you? Are you allowed to make distance then?
I mean, I
Can
would
they
have a
live in your
conversation.
house and just steal from you indefinitely?
I don't
or-
think stealing is on the same level of like moral harm as loving another person that
you
happens
still
to be the
love
same
them,
gender.
but don't you understand that when you want to correct behavior, especially inside,
I don't.
And
I
let's
don't-
point
I
this
don't
thing out.
exile.
Well, yeah, the thing is that this guy doesn't think that being gay is something that needs to be corrected. He's like, no, there's nothing wrong if you're gay. You should be free and gay. Listen to Lady Gaga. Put all the peepees and all the poo-poos.
Let's
If I
point this
want to
out,
correct
that
behavior,
it's usually-
exile is a
Yeah,
terrible
it's usually the
solution
shittiest
to
kids.
behavior.
It's usually the shittiest kids who make the argument that you must unconditionally love me no matter what horrible fucking thing that I do. It's usually a shitty kid who says that to their parents who do love them and want to correct them, and the kid goes, "No, I don't want to be corrected. I
think-
want to go put the pee in the poo-poo, Dad."
Yeah. I think a lot of people have been turned off of Christianity in general because they have seen friends or they themselves have watched the destruction of families because they have been so intolerant of
Good.
their lifestyle.
Yeah, I think the.
So wait,
yeah.
do you think it's more important
Uh-huh.
to keep the family unified, or is it more important to?
You could keep the family unified while showing tough love to your children. Like this, he's making it doesn't like it doesn't one doesn't. You could have one, you could have both, and it doesn't. Well, just like I said, you could have showing tough love isn't breaking the cohesion of the family. If anything, it can be making it stronger, showing that tough love to your children. And listen, as a parent, it's hard. It's hard showing tough love to your children, but you need to if you want to have see your child do better, and it actually makes your family stronger.
Reject homosexuality.
Yeah. So first of all, this is a false binary. I
There
don't
you go, false
believe this
binary. That's what
tension-
right?
that's what I was looking
Okay,
for.
I'll grant this, right? That there's tension inside of family units all the time from people who are behaving outside the scope of what normally would keep. But you know what really drives a lot of tension and makes people flock to the church, especially the traditional churches? When a bunch of homosexuals are cruising down the street in assless chaps and big gay pride parades simulating sucking each other's dicks. I would say that socially, you guys have gone out of your fucking way to make it easy for us. You've gone out of your, hang on, gays have gone out of their way, right? The transing the kids, everything you could possibly do to make it easy for guys like me to come in and be like, no more of that shit. We're done with that shit. And for the rest of the country to be like, yep, you're right. We are done with that shit. Enough of that shit. Where the president of the United States actually has to give a presidential order saying there's only two genders, you guys overplayed your hand. And no, it ain't breaking up families. What's breaking up families is all the whining and crying that you can't be an assless chap simulating sex acts in the middle of the street. That's your social perversion. There's nothing wrong with us doing something about that.
I see a gay remake coming of that Eazy-E song, cruising down the street in my assless chaps, sucking the peepees, putting in the poo-poos. I don't know, I could work on it, but you get the point.
I think a lot of people have moved away from the church because they have seen people that they love and that they care about have great, meaningful relationships with their parents. And they no longer have that relationship because their parents are so intolerant.
Yeah, how
of
many is a
who
lot?
They love. I mean, people have been inundated with story after story after story of the destruction of family units over this issue.
Yeah, it's
you
called,
care about
these
families.
are called,
This is destroying families.
What this is,
These are
this
two
is,
values that
this
are
is gay
intrinsically.
Yeah, this gay cope. It's called gay cope.
Gay. That's great. Yeah, gay cope. But what's funny though is that these are the people, or the same people that are going to tell you, hey, if your uncle or your grandpa, your dad or something voted for Trump, then don't go celebrate Thanksgiving with them. Or if you do celebrate Thanksgiving with them, you better fucking tell their ass off. These people that are like, what about the family cohesion and stuff, are the first ones to tell people, oh yeah, if your fucking dad's a bigot, if he voted for Trump, then you don't go to Thanksgiving, then you cut them all off. They don't deserve your time. So save me with that family cohesion stuff.
So here's how gay cope works, right? You get a couple of anecdotal evidences of somebody.
This is hardly anecdotal.
Okay, then show me the proof that parents, by and large, the families are breaking up because their kids just have to butt fuck each other. Show me.
Do you reject that families have been destroyed over
I
this
want
issue?
stop first. You said it's not just anecdotes. what's your actual evidence that in any way in mass, families anywhere in the United States are breaking up because the kid just demands that you accept their degenerate lifestyle? Where?
I find this like incredulable. I don't even understand. How
Yeah,
you're
that's
making this
nice. I
argument.
don't care about your incredulity. I want you to respond to the argument.
You don't accept that all across America, parents have rejected and stopped talking to their children
Yeah, I think
because
that-
of their religion.
Yeah, I think that
and
assists in
on their
keeping families
religious
together.
basis,
Yeah.
they have said, because I am Christian, I am no longer going to talk to you, child, because you are gay. You don't think that's happened in like a pretty significant
course
amount.
it's happened.
And there's only 2% of
Do you
people
think-
are
do
gay,
you think-
so
yeah.
it's not going to happen in mass because there's
Yeah,
only
it
2%
doesn't
of
happen.
people.
So
and
then it's not breaking up families.
it's breaking up.
Come
For those
on.
2%, it is.
Oh man, so it's not
But
happening in
not
mass.
only is it that 2%, it's also the
So it's
friends
not
of those
happening in
people
mass?
and the cousins
Okay, so I
of
just
those
want to be
people.
clear, it's not happening in mass, right?
Something tells me this guy got kicked out for being gay. This guy was like, I want to put the pee-pee in the poo-poo, dad. And they're like, get out, son. And he was like, oh, but I like cruising down the street in my assless chaps.
It's impossible for it to happen in mass because they're a minority group.
Oh, got it.
Well, I mean, it's going
Got
to
it.
to those 2%. It's going to happen in mass.
Okay, so within the confines of these 2%, right? Inside of these households, we'll just grant this even. Now that we've established that no, it's not really doing much to break up families. It's a small little fraction, little minority
you don't
group.
accept that.
But
Families,
let's just,
has
but-
any family
well,
been
I'm gonna
broken up
grant
with
it.
it?
Hang
Has
on.
one family?
Bro, I'll grant it.
10
I'm just
families?
gonna-
100?
Yeah.
1,000?
Here, I'll just grant it.
10,000?
I'll grant whatever number you want.
Yeah.
Let's just grant it.
A
Inside
lot.
of those families, are there more than one a child? Is there more than one child?
Sometimes.
Most of the time?
But there's.
Hang on, answer the
there's-
question first before you
Sure,
spurt.
most of the time.
Okay, most of the time. So if that's the case, don't you think that if you have somebody who is problematic inside of a family, like, I don't know, a diddling uncle or some crazy shit like this, that
don't
when
think a
people...
diddling uncle is on
Hang
the
on,
same
I
level as
understand you don't,
homosexuality.
but that's not the point of what I'm asking you. If it is the case that family, I don't know, turns their back on that person or removes himself from that person until that person becomes corrected, doesn't that actually help keep the family together?
No, I actually.
No? No?
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what,
be
I'll
around the
tell you what,
diddling
I'll
uncle?
tell you- will you give me a chance?
Yeah, sure.
I think if my brother was gay, and we grew up, my parents are Irish Catholic,
So you have a vested interest in this?
and so my brother was gay, and then
And my brother, I met me.
my parents started shunning him because of his lifestyle. Not only would I turn my back on my parents, I'd also no longer want to be associated with that religion.
cool
because
anecdote.
I would have watched.
That's a cool
This is
anecdote.
hypothetical, but I would have
Okay,
watched
well,
the
it's a cool
destruction.
anecdotal
I would have watched the destruction of my family on the basis of religion from people who have, talked to me my entire life about the importance of family and sticking together, and then to watch them so easily cast aside the relationship with someone who I care deeply about. I would turn me against Christianity
Yeah, sure.
and the Christian faith, and it has turned many people away from
No,
Christianity.
I don't think so. I think the opposite.
Totally.
I think that
You don't think
I think
watching the
Bro, if
destruction
you-
of your
do
friends
you want
and
me to answer or
families
not?
has turned people away from Christianity?
Yeah, I don't think in mass, not at all. And in fact, I would say that it's the antics of gays themselves that turn people more towards Christianity when they see, like what just happened when they were. I was just arguing this on Pierce Morgan yesterday, the day before yesterday. This Nosferatu-looking chick is doing this this play, right, where
Oh,
she,
yeah.
as a black woman, is pretentiously saying that she's Jesus, right, and is having an illicit affair with Mary inside of the play, right? Of course, she's a recipient. She's a recipient of
weird
GLAAD.
comparison.
She's a recipient of a GLAAD award. She's gay. Everything is rainbow colored. Now, you tell me something, sir. Do you think that drives more people towards your group, your LGBTQ flying group, or do you think it drives more people?
That's not my group. That's my brother's. I said my brother's group. It's not me. It's my brother that's gay. Okay, get it straight, Andrew. Get it straight, or I'm gonna have to slap you silly.
Towards Christianity?
I think family is the most important
Answer the
thing.
question.
I'm answering the question.
Answer the question, then give me the qualifier.
Okay. I honestly have no idea what
course
some
not.
random people
course not.
doing a play
Uh-huh.
and whether or not that brings them closer or farther from the church. I do know that for most people, family is the most important thing in their lives.
Uh-huh.
And they care deeply about family.
Agreed.
And when they watch religion be used as a tool to destroy families, it turns them away
Yeah,
from
and when
that
they watch
religion.
sexuality being used as a tool to bludgeon you over the head, that you're supposed to get some kind of special rights because you butt fuck men, you're supposed to be in a special category because you happen to butt fuck men. I think that sort of social degeneracy, especially widespread, people by and large reject it, they hate it, they loathe it, and it moves them more towards the church. Why do you think Christian nationalism has legs at all? Why do you think it is that so many
Well,
Christian
if
nationalists
it's
voted for
inflexible,
Trump
it will
to
be
say
snapped.
only two genders? Why do you think that is? He won the popular vote.
Hang on.
Why do you think it is?
Trump is the least Christian person I've ever seen elected to president
So what?
by far.
And you know what's really funny?
Do you think he supports
what
religion?
is
Do you
evil
think he
God can
supports
use for
marriage?
good?
Hang on, you're all about marriage and the importance of marriage.
Yeah.
Do you think Donald Trump is somehow supportive of marriage as an institution? The man who's cheated on every single one of his wives, who
This is a
That's-
red herring. Has nothing to do with anything.
you don't think this has
But
would you call
Trump-
his lifestyle
Yeah.
degenerate?
So what my point?
Would you call Donald Trump's
Your point
lifestyle
was,
degenerate?
I think he's done degenerate things. Yes, but the point of this is not to say whether or not Donald Trump's lifestyle was ever degenerate or this that. And by the way, it was mostly degenerate when he was a leftist. But let's just point this out real quick. Okay, all right.
But thank you very much.
That was great. I'm offended on behalf of my gay brother. My gay brother has a very hard life, Andrew, and I don't like how I mean, my gay brother is treated in society. Okay, here I am, trying to help my gay brother just live his life. I try to help him meet guys. Well, we go on double dates where I go out with a woman, of course, because I'm not gay. It's my gay brother. Okay. I go on a date with a hottie woman, right? And then I set him up with a guy, okay? And let me tell you, it's very difficult, okay? Because of my Catholic family accepting me, I mean, my brother, of his decisions, all right? Just get it clear. And I don't like Christian nationalism because of it, okay? So I am out of here, all right? But yeah, these atheists totally lost. Totally lost. And especially, listen, this guy at the end right here, he definitely had a personal stake in this. No, not because of his brother, but it seems that maybe he is that brother, the one that's actually was maybe disowned by his family. And listen, again, this is 2025. I don't think that really happens anymore. I don't think families disown their children for being gay now. And so it's probably just like, you don't accept me. It's like, son, where are you going in those assless chaps? I was just gonna go cruising. Cruising? You mean you're just gonna what? You're gonna go suck some pee-pee? Some random pee-pee? Right? Isn't that illegal in some places, cruising? Not anymore. They took down those no cruising signs. Oh, brother. Listen, son, do you think that it's safe for you to go out there and suck random pee-pee? Who cares, Dad? That's my life. Okay. It's my life, and I could go suck random pee-pee. It's 2025 now. I'm just saying that maybe it's not the wisest thing to do. Why don't you listen? All right. Look, you know it's a sin to be gay. Why don't you try to find a nice woman? I don't like ladies, Dad. All right. Listen, I'm sensing intolerance in your tone, and I'm not appreciating it. Okay. All right. Sorry, son. No, no. Listen, I'm tired of you telling me shit. Okay, Dad? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, and I'm leaving. Oh, well, no, you don't have to leave. You don't have to move out or anything. I'm just saying, don't suck pee pee. No, no, no. You're trying to oppress me. I am a strong, independent girl boss. Okay. And I don't need you. Okay. Talking to me like that. Son, all right. I'm not kicking you out. Just stay. No, I'm out. Bye. I'm going to suck double pee-pees now. Bye. Well, something tells me he was going to suck double pee-pees anyway, but for the record, I didn't kick him out, guys. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That's pretty much what happens because these libs and the atheists, they're all taught nowadays to disown their family if they disagree with them and anything because we're supposed to just let them do whatever they want. And if we don't let them do whatever they want and all the degenerate stuff, that's oppression. You tell a girl or your daughter, hey, I don't want you doing OF, that's oppression. You tell your gay son, hey, I don't want you sucking the pee-pee, that's oppression. And so the liberals are taught like, oh, well, you don't need that. You don't need them in your lives. You need to disown your family. So I want to say nowadays, it's probably the opposite, that these people are choosing to leave on their own accord. But what did you guys think about that? If you guys want to see the full debate, the link is down in the description down below. This is courtesy of Modern Day Debates. Also follow the Crucible as well. And if you like this, give my video a like, or else you're gay, or else you're like this gentleman here or his brother. If you don't like, hit the like button. Also subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more content that I think you'll enjoy.